Hi there. As you can hear, it's a very, very windy day today, and not a great day to open at the restaurant. So yesterday, which was a similar kind of weather, and also we were unable to open because there was a rally going on during the weekend at Esperanto. The roads were blocked, but I decided that I would go and have a look at my little studio. It's a little investment that I bought 2 years ago with the intention of having a little investment as I move on into my moving on journey, retirement, etc. And so I will show you a little bit of what I've been through, what I've bought, and you can let me know what you think, whether it's a good investment or not. At the moment, it's paying for itself, so I have no qualms about that. By the time I end up getting some form of retirement pension, it should be paid and giving me a small extra income. So the little studio that I've invested in is it's in a village on Lake Sainte Croix. So you have Esperon de Verdon, which is the lake which is smaller but beautifully picturesque, and then you have the huge Lake Sainte Croix, which is connected directly with the Gorge du Verdon. So you have the beautiful entrance to the gorge, which is a huge tourist attraction. My original thought about the studio purchase was, as I said, in terms of moving forward, it would bring me a little income in the future, and it's already doing that, and it's great. And so that's kind of working out, although it does need a lot of upkeep, and it's quite difficult during the summertime because I'm very, very busy, especially in July and August, and I haven't taken on anybody to help clean, and so I do that all myself. So on leaving the restaurant, I'm probably there until at least 10, 11 at night, making sure it's ready for the next tenant. So I will have to find somebody who I can rely on to do that. There are concierges and people that do that, but they're very expensive. So I'm going to have to figure that out in the future. I will see how this year goes, and if it's unmanageable, I'm going to have to do something about that. But the studio is in a beautiful little location. As I said, it's right on Lake Sainte Croix. It's located in the center of the village, so there's no driving needed if you just want to stay there. If people just want to, they don't want to drive. There are a lot of beautiful surrounding areas. You've got Moustier, Sainte Marie, and you've got the Gorge du Verdon. There's some beautiful walks, and then you've got all the lake activities, that sort of thing. So it's a great little holiday getaway, especially, well, obviously in the summer, and in the spring and autumn, people still come because of the walks and the surrounding villages to visit. So let's go on a little adventure, and I'll introduce you to my little studio. Hi there, I'm at the restaurant today. Weather is beautiful. We've got a few clients, and I just thought I'd quickly chat to you about the little village where my studio is situated, and explain a little bit about the history of that. So the village that you see on the shores of Lake Santa Croix today is not the original village. Its history is quite unusual and quite dramatic, actually, because the original settlement was deliberately destroyed in the 1970s and flooded in order to create the lake. The area around the Verdon has been inhabited since prehistoric times, and over the centuries, a small agricultural village developed in the valley of the Verdon River. For centuries, it was a typical French village with a church, with a bell tower, little stone houses surrounding a central square, and farms scattered around the area. So in the 1960s, the French government planned a major hydroelectric project on the Verdon River. The goal for that was to produce electricity and regulate the water supply for Provence, and also support irrigation and regional development. So this required the building of the barrage at Lake Santa Croix, and that is how the huge artificial lake was actually created. The problem with that was that several villages were at risk of being submerged, and after debates and modifications and concerns, etc., 2 villages were saved, but Les Salles had to be sacrificed. The inhabitants fought to have a new village rebuilt nearby, and eventually a modern village was constructed higher up on a plateau overlooking the lake, which is the new Les Salles-sur-Verdon, and it was officially inaugurated in 1977. Certain pieces from the old village actually were preserved, which include the bells from the original church, stones from the old wash houses and fountain, and the central fountain built in the new square. So before the flooding, the area depended mainly on agriculture, but after the creation of the lake, the economy changed completely, and the region became a major tourist destination with beaches, water sports, and campsites around the lake. So today, the village lives largely from tourism connected with the lake. And that's where I come in, and have invested in this little studio, which I'm going to show you today.